Hey guys, finally starting to feel somewhat better. This has been the longest I've ever been sick, and it's kicking my butt. Um, I'm finally out here today doing a little bit on the golf cart. Actually, I've been working on it. I just haven't recorded any of it. It's just been basically making the parts I need to do what I'm going to show you. Excuse me. So I've been making these. These are going to be my new mounts for the rears, and I'll show you. So that's going to be bottom mount, and then this will be the top mount. It'll go in there, and I'll just weld it in there, and then the bag will go in between the two, just about like we did the front. Now the front, I did finish the passenger side bag in the front. I changed the mount out so it works perfect now, like it's supposed to. These are the bags I'm running in the rear, and this is one of the mounts. I was just kind of looking, sitting it in there, kind of seeing where I need to go with it, and about right in there will be perfect on this side. And then I'll have to do the same thing on this side to see exactly where I need to go and mark it. That way when I come over to weld it, I'll have it marked and don't have to put the bag on there and burn the bag. So that's what we're going to work on. And then I got to finish fully welding this top piece. I got a new welding helmet for the holidays for myself, and put up some new shop lights and a reel and all kinds of stuff, and it's super bright in here now. I can see something. So I guess without further ado, let me gear up and get this stuff marked, and we'll start welding. So while I've been sick, I've actually had, they don't really know what I've had, bronchitis or something, I'm assuming. But I've been sick for 25 days and still coughing and still have runny nose. Been through a ton of antibiotics. Ended up with a cold sore. Just been terrible feeling. So I did notice the last time I was out here and did anything that I got worse feeling after I worked on this stuff. So I did go out and buy myself a respirator to wear under my welding helmet and a full face shield that I can use while I'm grinding. Apparently people with chronic bronchitis, it does more damage to your lungs, breathing in welding fumes and metal and all that stuff than a normal person. So guess I'm gonna have to start taking care of myself a little bit more on that aspect and start wearing some protective gear. So yeah, just wanted to let everybody know I am starting to feel better. I do have another video that I have never got to put together, and it's about the 3D printing stuff. I might try to get it out too. It was actually a gift for somebody for Christmas. So yeah, well, today is Christmas, but you know, normal people are hanging out with their family and stuff. Well, I'm not. I'm out here building a golf cart. Anyways, let me set up everything and mark it all, and then we'll start welding.
So you guys might not be able to hear me too well because I'm wearing my respirator. I've got it set where I want it at, and I'm going to go ahead and pack it in place, and then we'll do the next side. Alright, so we got those done. They're just tacked in there though. So next, I'm going to go ahead and weld the tabs on the top. Same thing like I did on the front. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we got ground. Oh, shit. Nope. Try it again. Ouch.
Alright guys, got that done, got it welded. I just wanted y'all to kind of check out my new welding helmet. Check this thing out. It's called, it's a true color instead of everything looking green. And then I put the LED light on it. Pretty neat. I like it. It's not the best welding helmet in the world. That's who it's made by. You can see it. And all your controls are on the outside instead of the inside. And I like it quite a bit. So, yeah. Anyways, got that stuff welded in, or tacked, I should say. That's welded, both of those are welded. Now what I want to do is let it cool off for a minute and throw the bags in there and see what happens. Alright guys, so I got them in there. For the most part, this is a test fit. I'm going to have to get some washers and probably some lock washers stick in there to make them a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and get my fittings and stick fittings in just like I did the front, and we're going to see what happens. So let me get the fittings in it and I want to see if this thing, how it lifts and how much lift we got, because I think we're going to have more lift in the back than we are the front, which that's fine. We'll just, you know, when you're riding, you adjust your air pressure to how you want to ride. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, so I got air hooked to them. Let's see what we got. Oh, wrong way. Let's see. Massive lift in the back. And I do mean, that's a lot of lift. Look at that. So I did notice, I tried it just a second ago right before I started filming. This side here I'm going to have to adjust just a little bit because it's wanting to bind. Not bad. They're not hitting anything. It's just this one bag that won't come down all the way. But that's why we tack weld stuff and not fully weld. So what's happened, and I didn't even notice it, when I welded this tab, I welded it underneath the bar, and this side I welded flat with the bar. So I'm gonna have to cut that back out of there and just make it even. That would be why I couldn't get my freaking nut on this side. I didn't even pay attention. Dumb. Anyways, I think once I fix that, and I've definitely got to put some washers and nuts, washers and lock washers on there, because they're just flippity floppity, and that's with it cranked down as much as I can crank it down. So anyways, I mean, I think that's gonna work. We'll play around with it a little bit more and see if I think I like it. The other alternative is, and I've thought about it, is swapping the front bags and the back bags, because these get more lift. And by more lift, when I just aired them up, that wasn't max. So this is maxed. And I mean, that is a lot of lift. And I do mean a lot. So, in theory, if I put these on the front, it may work better. But see what I'm talking about with this bag? It's not wanting to go back in where it's supposed to go. I gotta kind of hold it. Then she goes in where she's supposed to go. Anyways, I think that'll work. Like I said, I'm gonna have to play around with it a little bit. May have to put some shims or whatever underneath it. I know I got to put washers, but I might have to bend these tabs down just a little bit, because I don't know, my geometry just doesn't seem right, if that makes sense. I know you can't hardly see it in the video. It doesn't make a lot of sense to you. But while I'm looking at it and watching it go up and down, I can tell. But not much of a video. Still got to wait on parts to get here for it. It has been the holidays. Today is actually Christmas. I'm getting ready to go in and take my shower, because it's getting late. I don't even know how late it is. Let's see. It is 6:39, and I got to work tomorrow. So I might come out and mess with it again tomorrow after work, and we'll see what I get done. I definitely got to find some washers. I don't think I have any that are that big, but I'll look. But yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, everybody, so I'm back today. Messed with the bags a little bit, redone this bracket, put them back on. It works a whole lot better. So next step, I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the bags completely, and we can go ahead and fully weld. all this stuff. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's take the bags loose, and then we'll go in and fully weld these brackets in. And then I'd like to get that big pulley off of there if I can. I still got to get the gas tank off of it. The gas tank's full of old gas, so it needs to come off, or I need to pump it out somehow. I might try to just pump it out because I necessarily don't need to take it off. But definitely got to get the gas that's in it out. And then I need to fix some spots like here where they had that hitch welded. Need to weld that up, and then I'm going to clean up some of the frame over there and see what all needs to be replaced or repaired. And getting pretty close with the suspension. It's pretty much, the front's pretty much done. I do need to go back and re-weld that front bracket on this side. The other side is completely welded and it's good to go. It's done. With that being said, I need to get the old wiring out of it still. And if anybody is interested in that motor, it is up for sale. It would run, I think, but I think it needs something. It's not getting any signal from the flywheel that it's moving to get spark. It is a CDI motor, but it still has a coil basically in there that tells it that, you know, it needs to send fire. I think that's what's wrong with it. Otherwise, I think it would run. It spins over fine, but yeah, that's the biggest problem. But don't think it's gonna be a big deal, because if somebody needs it for parts or whatever, just holler at me. Be more than glad to try to work out something with you on it. But anyways, let me get this thing taken apart, get everything welded solid, and then we'll work on a couple other things. All right, guys. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm getting ready to go ahead and weld this solid. I'll get you guys set up where you can watch. got all that stuff welded, and I think we're gonna go ahead and try to drain this tank. I got one of these kerosene pumps that are battery operated, so hopefully it won't take too long, and let's see what's in this thing. All right, let's see what we got. Ugh. That's pretty nasty. I bet that's gas and oil mix from where this thing was a two-stroke. Almost looks like friggin' kerosene. It's nasty. Really doesn't smell like gas. There's a big ass spider. Kill your ass. Is that all of it? Front aired up. I'm gonna try letting it down some. No, that didn't do it. Go back the other way. Go back up. I still may end up having to tank this tank off and cleaning it, but I probably won't, just because I'm lazy. I really don't know. I don't see no reason to take it off. I don't like that setup really. I mean, I don't see how that's going to be pulling much fuel. Which, you know, I got to run a pulse pump on it anyway, so that ain't no big deal, but it's just kind of a strange setup. Coming out of the top of the tank, usually they're gravity fed off the bottom of the tank through a pump. But I have an electric pump that I could hook to it and just run an electric pump instead of a pulse pump. It really wouldn't matter. Put the lid back on this thing. Actually, I'll leave the lid off of it, let some of that evaporate. Well, got a little bit more done. We got a little bit more done. We got rear end done. We know the bags work. Everything's welded. So that means I still got to fix some rust over here and stuff like that, but nothing major. Got the gas out of it, and was going to take that pulley off, but it looks like I have to jack it up and take the wheel off, and yeah, I don't feel like doing all that right now. So, I guess, with that being said, our next thing is going to be, I've got to get a motor for this thing. And I got to get a forward reverse box. I've actually got the motor mount, or the plate for the motor. I've got it already. So, that'll be the next thing we got to do, is sit it in there and see where this motor needs to be mounted to, and yeah, go from there. Probably have to cut this apart some, and I did find out that on any of the Predator motors that you can run a basically 670 Performance makes it. It's a pulley that goes on the flywheel side, to run accessories. So I'm going to buy that adapter to bolt on, and we can run our alternator off of that side, because I was trying to figure out how in the hell I was going to run an alternator, being that we're not going back with the belt drive like originally on this, because this is going to be kind of like, you're probably going to have like a 40 series on it that's going to go to the forward reverse box, and then it's going to have a chain that runs back to the rear end. That way we still have forward reverse, but we're going to eliminate the big belt that came on this thing from factory. Now my G9 that I have, it's actually got the belt still on it, but I ran an alternator too, but I ran it in the place of the factory's starter generator. But anyways, get some more parts. I'm glad to be back. Hopefully I can get some more videos knocked out. So thanks guys, thanks for all the new subscribers, and thanks to the guys that's been there since day one. Love you guys. I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on the next one.